श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं वन्दे तं सच्चिदानन्दं यतिवर्यं महामतिं वेदान्तसारज्ञं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं श्रीगुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं सद्गुरुं सच्चिदानन्दं साधुवर्यं सनातनं सद्वेदान्तप्रवक्तारं सदा स्वन्ते स्मराम्यहं गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो नमो महभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। So, with the grace of Bhagavan, we are interpreting, and interpreting in the sense we are contemplating the things which is told by Swamiji as well as Devara Kulkarni ji about the basics of Vedanta, where in the last class we saw about Sarvatrika Purnanubhava. So Purnanubhava I have not completed, so that's why we will see the concept of Purnanubhava as per the books, as per this book, the collected books books and articles on Vedanta here. So he has mentioned about the Purnanubhava in page number 23. So in page number 23, what he has mentioned, Purnanubhava or comprehensive vision of life. So first he has taken how the partial view has happened for the scientists as well as philosophers. Okay, so because to know the Purnanubhava, the comprehensive vision, so we have to first know how it is different from partial view. He has mentioned partial view of life according to the physical science and all other systems of philosophy except Vedanta. That means what? All other physical science, whatever is there, also the philosophy except Vedanta. Philosophy except Vedanta is what? That those Shed Darshana, what we saw, along with the Nastikavada. All are the philosophy. That's why it is called Siddhanta. Okay. So here I'm not going to read completely. What he is mentioning over here is that the common experience of the worldly life is divided into two parts. One is the subject and the object. The external world is the object.
हेलो
Yes,
सर
yes.
ये ना
हाँ ये
पेज नंबर बता दीजिए
23. And the object. Okay. The external world is the object and the perceiver of this is subject. It is an object. The one who is perceiving the object is the subject. All empirical experiences consist of the subject-object relationship. On this supposition, all other science first want to discover the truth regarding the objects. So all the research of the science will be in the objective field only. In this process also, every sciences, example, physics, chemistry, engineering, biology, or whatever, takes a part and partial view of the objective world. Even for the objective world also, they don't have comprehensive vision of the objective world. Okay, first thing is, for the subject world there is no room at all for the scientists as well as the other Shed Darshana, Nastika Darshana. So even whatever is there in the objective world, that also they don't have complete view or comprehensive view. So that's why even he has mentioned even the psychologists, they will find in only through the minds of the other. They will read the minds of the others, they will analyze the mind, and they will give the treatment accordingly. Okay, so that's why that is the point over here. So even in the objective field also, they don't have samagra complete ಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. They have not understood the world also properly. That's why Vedanta will have comprehensive vision of the entire world and the subject who is the perceiver. So that we will see. That is in the page number 25. Okay. Vedantic view regarding the universe. First of all, universe. Regarding the universe is what? That is in the objective field. That is the Vedantic view. In Vedanta, the whole phenomena of the universe is divided into three planes. That and all I have already explained. I'm not reading this also. I'm skipping this. So he has explained what is divine plane, Adi Devika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Devika Prapancha. He has explained regarding that. So page number 26 is telling, besides these three planes, we have to take the infinite idea of time, space, and causation. So it is just an idea. It is not real. Time, space, and causation, it is just an idea. That's all. So that time, space factor appear in our daily life. So see, if it is a real thing, it shouldn't go. Time and space, if it is a real thing, it should remain forever. Forever. That also is the time realm. Okay, so it will not be there in our sleep. Okay, in our daily life, as if they are real. As if they are real. Okay, so we are doing all the vyavahara of the prapanchik vyavahara based on this time and space only, and beginningless and endless and hence infinite. The question will be observed that in which time does the time factor appear, in which place the idea of space there, because without the concept of time or space, there will be no kind of dealing such as thinking. Correct? Now there is no kind of dealing such as thinking, talking, and acting. That will not come into picture. For this purpose, philosophers who started thinking regarding the truth of time and space, which are mental physics, have come to different conclusion in this matter. Okay, so concept of time and space. So how the physics, because basically it comes under the physics group of science now. So how they have defined, because there is no one definition of time and space. So different philosophers or scientists have defined the same in different way. That he has mentioned in A, B, C, D. Okay, that I'm also not going through. Okay, you can read by yourself. Okay, so what he has given the conclusion of this: the Vedantic view of the universe comprehends all the infinite idea of time, space, and causation that is required over here. Science, modern science, or the science which was there in the past, like Vaisheshikas, so those all are will not be having the comprehensive vision of the idea of time, space, and causation. So for example, I will tell you, see, when I was studying that periodic table is there, no, atoms and elements. So that I don't remember the number. So that number was there. Some number was there. Okay, I imagine some 150 or somewhere. I'm just telling you a number that might not be accurate or approximate also. Okay, so now if you search Google, so it will show different. Okay, also the measurement of blood pressure. At the time of Gandhiji, in his life story, he has written the blood pressure. That is different. And now it is different, the measurement of the blood pressure. Okay. So that's why the concept, whatever you do the research, that will be volatile always. That is because it is just a, you can just think of it. That's all. Theory. You have to believe that. Okay. So, but Vedanta view is it will give the comprehensive idea of time, space, and causation, etc. With all the multiplicity of the universe, including the mean ocean. Okay. See, that's why the three things, the three planes, Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika. The whole thing we have to consider. So, so the science may deal with Adhyatmika, that is body, mind, and intellect and all. Adi Bhautika also in some partially it can comprehend. But the thing is, Adi Daivika, it doesn't even know about that. Okay, so that's and also and is considered as a single unit of the appearance of the universe. That is a single and mean, including the mean ocean. The concept of mean ocean is also not there in the science. Mean ocean. That is aham pratyaya. Aham pratyaya means the concept of me, that's all. So without any attachment to the body, mind, or intellect. So that's all the concept of me. Aham pratyaya. This is me. That's all. That is called, so that concept you will understand if you understand the concept of avastatraya, okay, the mean ocean, okay, including the mean ocean, and is considered as a single unit of the appearance of the universe. Whereas science says that it's there, universe is there. So here it is mentioned as the appearance of the universe, the whole world, including the mean ocean. It is the object for you. Okay? Appearance of the universe, this whole unit of the universe. You have to consider this as a whole unit. Okay? So it can't be even think by mind. That's why he has mentioned that also. This whole unit of the universe appears in the waking state. It appears in the waking state. Okay? It is very, very, very subtle thing. So we have to comprehend thoroughly. This whole unit, entire unit, appears in the waking state. Sri Shankara explained the nature of the universe itself in comprehensive way. Forget about the nature of the self. Nature of the universe itself, he has explained in a comprehensive way in the Sutra Bhashya 112 as follows. In English, he has given, in Sanskrit, what he has told is the world is asya jagatah aneka kartru bhoktru sanyuktasya. There are many pramatrus and bhoktrus, who doers and enjoyers. This universe that is manifested through the name and form, nama rupabhyam. So everything has got nama and the rupa, nama, through the name and form, that is associated with diverse agents and experiencers. Diverse agents and experiencers, that's what kartru and bhoktrus, that provides the support for actions and results having well regulated time, space, and causation. So the entire world is well regulated by time, space, and causation. It is happening like that only. Okay? So that is what is mentioned in the Sanskrit also. Manasa api achintya rapa rachana rupasya. That's why, and that defines all the about the real nature of the creation. So it can't even be thought by our mind. This is the Vedantic view of comprehensive vision of the phenomena of the universe. How beautifully as defined, Shankaracharyas. Because see, a small atom also, none of the scientists can know about that. Because the definition for the atom itself has varied from past to present. And what is going on inside our body, heart, about the heart, who can darely say that I know everything about the heart? He might be an expert, top one expert of the heart, but he can't declare himself that I know each and every point of the heart. No. That is not possible. So because this functioning of the heart, kidney, bone, or whatever it is inside, so working it is working by itself. Nothing can be nothing can happen by itself. So behind that, some energy should be there. Otherwise, these things and all cannot happen. So that energy should be Sarvagnaha. He should be Sarvagna, Sarvashakta. He should have knowledge of the entire thing. Sarvagna, Sarvashaktaha. Who is that? Who is that? That only you have to find out. That is Bhagavan, Paramatma, Atma. Okay. This is the Vedanta Yoga comprehension of the phenomena of nature. So, method of observing the life as a whole. As a whole, how we have to observe. The physical sciences seek the aid of instruments, gadgets, and appliances to establish their truth. Okay. So to establish the truth, they have to use the microscope, telescope, or whatever instruments. Nowadays, many kinds of gadgets are come. So at that time itself, Guruji has written about the gadgets. If it is nowadays, so he would have written differently. What are all the different kind of gadgets we have? Okay. Even so, even after that, so they can never really reach any finality, because they thrive only in one state, the waking state, discarding the universal experience of the two other state. They have discarded, because for them that doesn't have any value. So waking state alone has got value. So that's why they have discarded other two states, which is sleep and dream. Even though it is our experience, not only our experience. When I say our experience, it is a universal experience. But still, they have ignored it. How can we consider that as a Purna anubhava, or comprehensive vision? This is evidently a particular view. This is the evidently a particular view of life, and the truths arrived at thereby are also only partial. But Vedanta takes into consideration the whole life in all its manifested and unmanifested form. That is important. The manifested, whatever is happening, whatever is manifesting, the entire world, all the three, Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidhaivika, Desha, Kala, Karyakarana, Bhava, everything is it is in the manifested world. Okay. So he will give the similes of manifested and unmanifested in the next stanza. Okay. And unmanifested. That is, the Vedanta takes the human experiences of all the three states. Okay, it will not only take the experience of the waking state, it will take the experiences of all the three states, which is waking, dream, and deep sleep, to arrive at its conclusion. So, Vedantic conclusions, which are based on intuitive experiences, it is always based on the intuitive experiences. That is Swanubhava. So the Devra Kulkarniji Swamiji, the Guruji, was telling was mentioning that English is a poor language to explain Vedanta. But there is certain words which is very good, like intuition. Tuition inside is called intuition. Swanubhava, the anubhava which comes from inside, is intuition, intuitive experience. That intuitive experience will not be the individual experience. The Vedantic intuitive experience is not like the intuitive experience of the chakras, nadis, or samadhis, and all those things, because that will not have a sarvatrika anubhava itself, but how can it have a purna anubhava? Okay. So how the intuitive experience is what? That is a sakshi swarupa, which we will see in the next basics principle, becomes irrefutable. So that experience, it is irrefutable. It can't be negated at all. Can you negate yourself? You can negate anything. Can you negate yourself? Can anyone say I'm not there? Can anyone say I'm not there? None of the fool will say I'm not talking. If he says that, it is against his experience. Who can say I'm not talking? I'm not talking. If he say that, is it a valid sentence? No. So that's why he can negate or refute anything, but that intuitive experience can't be negated by anything. No other system of philosophy except Vedanta bases its inquiry on a comprehensive tri-basic view of life and on principle of the universal acceptance. On the principle of the universal acceptance itself, it will establish the comprehensive vision, that is the Purnanubhava, where there is an appearance of the waking state. The state contains the whole of the above said unit. Okay, wherever there is an appearance of the waking state. Okay, see, here itself it is telling the appearances. None of the scientists will tell that the world is appearing. No, in this world you do this. No one will tell that. But here in the Vedanta, it will tell where there is an appearance of the waking state. So because at the time of explanation itself, that should be there, because it is just an appearance. But for you, it will be real for you. Solid things is there in front of you. You will not sell that as an appearance. But this solid things, what are you looking in here? Will it go to the dream or sleep? If at all, if it goes to the dream or sleep, then your statement is correct. That solid thing, whatever you are seeing over here, I have won 1 crore money. So will it go to the dream? Will that be useful in the dream? In the dream, you will be starving. You will not be having a water also to drink. So with that 1 crore money, can you able to buy any water there? Not at all possible. And what about the deep sleep state? Never. It cannot go at all. Okay. The state contains the whole of the above said unit mentioned in the previous article. That is Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika, Desha, Karya, Karakana Bhava. Okay. When the waking state disappears, that is in our anubhava, no? That is a experience. The waking appearance of the waking state is our experience, and the disappearance of the waking state is also our experience. Okay, there is no experience of the above said dualistic universe of the waking state. For example, in deep sleep, there is no appearance of the waking state, where there is an appearance of the dream. In the state also, another kind of the unit of the appears just as it is described in the case of waking state. Okay, whatever is defined in the waking state, that will appear here. I can definitely say it is an appearance. No one has got second thought about the dream. Waking state, it is not convinced till now. Okay, but for the dream, can anyone say that the dream is real? No, but still there were Vadis at that time of Godapadacharya itself, that the dream also is true. That's why I think 2 or 3 karikas, slokas has been written to prove that sleep is not real. We may think that it is not required, but there were arguments. Now also it is there. Kind of arguments are there that who says that dream is real. Okay, forget about that. So see, very very carefully how to think that even though it is a basic concept, we shouldn't ignore. See, we don't know what amount of Vedanta study or Bhagavad Gita study or Sutra Bhasha study we are going to do. It is not mandatory to learn all the Prasnotrayas. If you learn, that is very good, well and good. But the thing is, whatever you learn, you have to learn completely. For that, this basics is very much necessary. That's why you have to carefully think about it. Because this is Shruti Vakya. When I say Shruti, that Bhagavan itself, that's why I say many times I will be telling Shankaracharya has told in Kathopanishad that Bhagavati Shrutihi Bhagavan Amnayaha. So Veda or Shruti, that it is our God itself. You have to worship that. So because that God has come in this form, the Shruti is teaching us. So that's why when Shruti is teaching, the God is teaching, how carefully we should be listening to that. We have to listen like Arjuna. We have to listen like Nachiketa. We have to listen like Maitreyi. Their quality in the sense, the qualification of the mind, that is Chitta Shuddhi varies. Okay, the most Chitta Shuddhi, what we can see in Upanishad is with Nachiketa. Okay, all others, it will vary. They are also had a Chitta Shuddhi. For example, when you compare Devendra, Prajapati has taught Atma Vidya to him, but he has not realized at first instant, second instant, third or fourth instant, he realized that nature, self nature. So imagine that to get the Devendra Padavi, Devendra position is not easy. You have to do very strict, very difficult upasanas. Then only you will get the position of Devendra. Going to the Devendra Deva Loka itself is very difficult. Imagine to get the position of Devendra, what kind of sadhanas he might have done. Okay, so that's why. One second. So that's why what I'm trying to say here is when we listen, so when we think about this, you have to carefully think, which you shouldn't ignore each and every points over here, okay? Because we are experienced the whole waking state. So that's why these are all one unit. That's why we have to, first of all, the limit is he has mentioned of the limitation of the scientific view. That is a partial view. The entire universe, so Vedanta has defined in a comprehensive view. Okay, that entire comprehensive view of the waking state, the unit, that whole unit, you just imagine that whole unit is, the whole unit is an object for you. So who is bigger? Who is subtler? So we are bigger than the universe. We are vaster than the universe. So because it has become an object for us. It has appeared and disappeared. For whom it is appearing and disappearing, that is important. That is a Purna anubhaava. Whom it is appearing and disappearing. Kind of unit of experience I have. But when dream state disappears, the whole unit of the universe also disappears. When it disappears, that will disappear. Appearing and disappearing. Just imagine. In our own nature, as Gaudapada mentioned, Advayancha, our nature is Advaya Swarupa. That doesn't have any kind of, and it's not even minute Dvaita Bhava. Dvaita Bhava is always impure. Whenever Dvaita Bhava comes, it is always impurities. No kind of impurity is there in our own self. That is Shuddha Swarupa. Okay? Advaya Swarupa, Advayancha Dvayabhasam. So this Dvayabhasam, when it appears in the form of whole universe, but we will take, but our standpoint, we will shift our standpoint to that notion of the universe. The waking notion will shift our standpoint. In the deep sleep state, we will be in our own nature. Okay, last time that I told, no? Sushupti, definition of Sushupti, Somhi apito bhavati iti Sushupti. We will be in our own nature. Swam will be our observe in our own nature. Last time one thing I was in midst, I forgot one thing. No, so in the Karana state, so it will be in the own. It is its own nature. Anything, if it is in causal state, Karana state, it will be in its own state. It will be in own nature. For example, if the water, if without any having any external pressure, that is karakas, it will be in its own nature. For example, when water has to appear as a fountain, some external pressure is required from below. The pump is required. That external pressure is called karakas on the material, which is in the form of karana. When an external pressure happens, then karya. What is the karya? It will flow. The original nature of the water is not to flow like this. Fountain. Okay, understand carefully. The original nature of the water is to flow from higher density to lower density. So the nature of water itself is that it will never flow upwards. If at all, if the water is flowing upwards, it is not its nature, and it is result, karana, karya, effect. It is always an effect. When it is appearing as an effect, that will not be its own nature because of the external pressure that has happened. Okay. Similarly, the same water, if it solidifies, nature of water is always a liquid. Okay. If it solidifies, solidification, it is called ice. We'll define that as an ice. Ice is not a karana, it is a karya. Why it might have become ice? Due to the external climatic condition in the fridge. You will put that condition by external current. With using the current, you will create that climate, it will become ice. Whereas in the season, not in Bangalore, if you go to north, Himachal Pradesh, Simla, everywhere. So due to the climate, its external climate itself, the water become ice. Okay, but it is not its nature. Okay. So likewise, anything if you consider, it will be its own nature. When it is in Karana state, it will be in its own nature. That is Drishtanta. Okay, Drishtanta. It is very beautiful. Dashtanta also, our own nature will be in our deep sleep states, because deep sleep state is a definition of the definition from the empirical view. From waking standpoint, we are defining that as a deep sleep. The word sleep itself means, so what so, this and the entire world thing will abhava. Abhava means what? Which is not there. We are defining that it is not there at all. But what is there? The science has failed to tell that what is there in the deep sleep state. It has only told that it is abhava of the waking state, but it has not told what is there in the deep sleep state. It is not the abhava. It is there. It is our own nature. Deep sleep state is our own nature. Swamhi apita bhavati. We will be on our own nature, but that's why we will be in the bliss. We'll be will be most happy in the deep sleep state. That happiness we will never get from any of the environment of the world. Okay, that is our own nature. That is our karana. That is the cause. Okay, so that on that cause, the entire waking has appeared and disappeared. So just imagine. So it is appearing whole. So when you say waking state, that's why last time I asked you the question. When you define the waking state as a whole, you will not take standpoint in this body. You have to take the standpoint in our own nature, self only. From after taking standpoint in our witnessing principle, then only we can say and objectify the entire waking state. Okay. So I will go to the next stanza where he has defined about manifestation and manifestation. So in Vedanta, the comprehensive vision of appearance and disappearance of the dualistic world is taken together. Appearance of the world as well as the disappearance of the world. Okay. Science has also not taken that into consideration. Disappearance of the world, of the dualistic world, is taken into consideration. These two are described as manifested and unmanifested form of the universe. Okay, manifested we know. Okay, these are technical terms used in the Vedanta. So he has mentioned what are all the different technical terms used for manifestation and unmanifestation. Okay, these are like vyakta and avyakta. Vyakta means that which appears, that is manifested. Avyakta means which is not manifested. That means what? Bija rupa. Okay. Avyakta is a bija rupa. Bija rupa in the sense it will manifest. It is like a pralaya. In the pralaya, in the seed form. So if at all it is not there in the seed form, we will not have any punarjanma at all after pralaya. After this Kaliga goes, some Mahapralaya will happen now. After that Mahapralaya, we can't say it is end. Again, Srushti will happen. And Srushti to happen, it can't happen just like that. Just like other mata, except Sanatana Dharma, they say that it will just happen. The agent of the God will come. He will decide how the world should be. So some of the people I will create as a deaf, some of the people dumb, some of the people I will not give nose, I will not give ears, I will not give hands, and some of the people I will keep them happily. It can't happen like that. So because whatever you have done in the past karma, that has to come back. Okay. So that's why before that it will be in the unmanifested state. That is called avyakta. Vyakta and avyakta is the main words, okay, to define this. Like that, other words also there. Vyakta, Vyakta and Bhagavad Gita, 8 and 18 chapter. Sat and Asat in Gita, same Bhagavad Gita, Sat and Asat is defined as Sadasat. in 13th chapter, it has told na sattan na saduchyate in that sloka. And kshara and akshara in the same Bhagavad Gita in 15th chapter. And vidita and avidita in Kena Upanishad. Okay. It is in the Kena Upanishad, same. Vidita means appearing word. Avidita is the seed form. Okay. In Kena Upanishad. And Murta and Amurta in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Sambhuti and Asambhuti in Ishavasya Upanishad, etc. So, like that, many definitions are there. Okay. Here, Shankara says the meaning of these vakya of these as Vyakrita and Avyakrita in Sutra Bhashya. These revered, the revered Swamiji of Odansipur. Sorry, I don't know. Because of this weather, it has happened. Odansipura has given this practical and all embracing outlook of comprehensive vision of life while explaining tri-basic method of Vedanta. What are the tri-basic method of Vedanta? That is Avastatraya based on Shankara Bhashya, Mandukya Mantra in his Mandukya Rahasya Vivrutti. So Swamiji has written in Sanskrit, book in Sanskrit is called Mandukya Rahasya Vivrutti, which means that unfoldment of secrets of Mandukya Upanishad. It is very, 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 what can I say, beautiful. So beautiful, I can't even define those things. So only we have to surrender to Swamiji and we have to start studying and comprehending on that. That's all. So because the concept of Avastatra is very much important for the student of Vedanta. Adhyasa Bhashya, Avastatraya, and all these five concepts is very much important. That's why he has given more emphasis on the Avastatraya. So not only Mandukya Upanishad, Mandukya Rasavruti has written multiple books on the Avastatraya. In English, one small book is there, Avastatraya. In Sanskrit, Mandukya Rasavruti, Vedanta Prakriya Pratyabhigna, there also is written about Avastatraya. And this Avastatraya Chandrike, he has written in Kannada, and Paramartha Chintamani. Okay, there and all, he has dealt Avastatara in detail. Here he explains the whole range of life, which is divided into two parts. That is Darshana Vritti, the state of waking and dream, whereas where seen in something else, where one sees something else. Okay, so that's why when you say Darshana Vritti, we have to consider both waking and dream state, because it is a Dvaita Vritti, Darshana Vritti. We are we are looking the world. Okay, that is Darshana Vritti. Both put together is Darshana Vritti. The state of deep sleep and Adarshana Vritti. Adarshana Vritti is what? The state of deep sleep and trance wherein one sees nothing. Nothing means what? Even if you say nothing, from this standpoint, nothing is this is not there. That's why it is nothing. Darshan in Upanishads and in Bhagavad Gita, the same method is taken as shown above. Taking this both side of life, the whole of life as in all its manifested and manifested form, and determining the truth is an important thing in Vedanta. All types of experiences, just as common man's experience, mystic experience. Okay, so all of these experiences of a common man, okay, and mystic experience of the yogin, okay, that cannot be a common man's experience, because yogis and all will be having different kind of experiences which we can't experience. So that is there. Shankaracharya will also not deny those experience of the yogis, because if they do the meditation accordingly as per them, as per the instruction of what is been told there, that siddhi will also come. So that experiences, and upasakas and so on. So upasakas are will follow the teachings of Veda and Vedanta. So from following that, they will go to the heaven after death. Okay, are all included in Vyakrita or Darshana Vritti. Those all those things are included in the Darshana Vritti. That is not only the common man experience. It will include all those things. And in deep sleep, when there is no appearance of the dualistic world, it is said from the standpoint of waking state that it exists in the unmanifested seed form. That is very important. You can underline this word if it is required. From the standpoint of waking state only, it is told that it is in the seed form, unmanifested, but not from the standpoint of the deep sleep state. Very careful. You should be very careful in understanding these things. Okay. So see, but the thing is, that's why some teacher is always required to tell this Vedanta. That's why we shouldn't do the self-study at all, the Vedanta. Even if you do the self-study, it has to be, you have to take an help of the gurus in some or the other way. After only you have to do self. That's why it is called Swa Adhyaya. After getting the teaching from gurus, you can do the Swa Adhyaya. But before the teaching from Guru, you should never have to do the Swa Adhyaya, because you will understand differently. Since it is told over here that unmanifestation is, this will be having seed form. That concept is that's why in the deep sleep state there is a seed form. You shouldn't come to that conclusion. That thing is only from the waking standpoint of you. You will say that it is in a seed form. Sorry, I'm completely explaining in English. Hindi, I'm not explaining because I'm not that much comfortable in Hindi. But wherever is possible, I will do, because I'm explaining by taking this book. No, that's why I'm explaining in English. Okay, exist in the unmanifested seed form, meaning that it disappears for the time being. That's why for the time being it will disappear. So for that reason only we'll go to the sleep. No, if it exhaust everything, if it exhaust after going to a deep sleep, no one likes to go to the deep sleep. So with the confidence that I will wake up tomorrow, with that confidence itself, they will go for a sleep. Even if you like it or not, it will go. So we can't avoid that, going to the sleep. But the thing is, tomorrow you will wake up and continue your work. So that is because we can infer anumana, we can infer that it was in the seed form in the deep sleep state. Okay, that's why it's called Nitya Pralaya. Pralaya, there are different kind of Pralaya. This is one of the, is called Nitya Pralaya. And the Pralaya which happens after the Kali Yuga, then that is the end, that the Mahapralaya, that is in the Mahapralaya. In that Mahapralaya, all of our karmas will be in the seed form. Yeah. This experience in common to all and is called Avyakrita or Adarshana Vritti. It is an undeniable fact that there is no third category of experience beside the two states, that is Darshana Vritti and Adarshana Vritti. Not at all. There is no other thing apart from this. No one can even imagine apart from this darshana vritti and adarshana vritti. We can't imagine any of the entity apart from this two kind of vritti. This is comprehensive vision of life. It is called comprehensive vision. Purna anubhava. This is common to all and is so it is universal experience. This is the method of observing the life as a whole and the universal acceptance. This type of analysis is not based on any individual experience. If it is based on any individual experience, it doesn't have any value. Because as per him, he is experiencing. Why should I believe? If I believe that it is just a mere belief, that's all. If your guru who doesn't have any proper sampradaya, if he say that you do this kind of thing, you will definitely get the heaven which I have seen. If he has seen the heaven, we have to just say that, okay. Or either you have to believe or you have to not believe, that's all. So, but this thing is not like that. This is the universal acceptance. This type of analysis is not based on any individual experience. The individual experiences which are gained through efforts of efforts are bound to time, space, and causation factors, but one's own being, which is the substratum of the darshana and adarshana vritti, is clearly beyond the dualistic condition, such as space, time, and causation, etc. Okay, that is the substratum, the whole darshana vritti and adarshana vritti. So, who is holding this? Who is the substratum? Who is there in all these things? The locus of the substratum of all these various illusory phenomena of manifested and unmanifested forms is clearly and is certainly the pure consciousness, that is the Atman alone, which is really real. What is this really real? No one will say that in the scientific words, really real. Real is real. What is really real? Because this waking state, for which we are saying real, that it will be defined as apparently real. Vyavaharika Satya. This is apparently real. Whereas the this Atma Swarupa is certainly real. Really real. Paramarthika Satya. Okay? The Atman alone, which is really real, on this firm ground of one's own being, the witnessing principle, is Shankara Vedanta built. Those who have overlooked the principle of tri-basic view are unable to understand Shankara properly. Teachings of Shankara, they can't understand properly who doesn't have the knowledge of this Avasatraya. Thus, after observing this comprehensive view of life, one can easily cognize his own being, which is the substratum of these two appearances and disappearance of the being is the real nature of the self. So, Sri Shankara describes this comprehensive view of life in Mandukya Bhashya 3. Thus, Sarvasya प्रमाणजनस्य साधिदैविकस्य अनेन मात्मान. Then I will just tell the meaning. Meaning is as in as much as the intention is to show that the entire phenomenal universe and the world of gods, phenomena of the universe and the world of gods, Daivas, because there are many gradations in the Swarga, Pitraloka, Gandharva Ajanu, Devata Loka, Prajapati Loka, Deva Loka, Brahaspati Loka, their world and the world of gods together. with this cross cosmic self contribute to the constitution of the four aspects of Atman. Chatushpat. Swayam Chatushpat. If you want to know the self, if you want to know the Atman, Swayam Chatushpat. What is that Chatushpat? That three pada, Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti, it is in your own experience. But the fourth pada, which is Turiya, it is in our experience only, but we have not recognized it until the Shruti came into picture. Shruti only has to come after the teaching of the Shruti with the help of Acharya, then only we will realize that there is the experience which is common to all these three, that is the Turiya. That is not a fourth stage. That's why Acharya will mention that as a Maya Sankyam Turiyam. It is not a fourth state like waking, dream, and deep sleep. It is the state which is common to all. Just for the explanation purpose, it is defined as Turiya, that is fourth stage. In reality, that is not a fourth stage. That's why it is Maya Sankyam Turiya. And in the following this, so he has explained the correct meaning of the term Sarvatrika Purna Anubhava, and he has also explained the Vradhanaka mantra Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachati Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. So on that basis, he has explained the Purna Anubhava that we will see in the next class, and then we will continue with the witnessing principle, which is the second important concept of the Vedanta. Okay? Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Om Sharishibhyo Namo Mahabhyo Namo Gurubhyah Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsa Shri Krishna. Yeah.
अगर कोई इशू ना हो तो क्लास की टाइमिंग थोड़ा 30 मिनट्स पहले से शुरू कर सकते हैं क्या, क्योंकि मेरा वर्क शुरू हो जाता है थोड़ा देर में, मतलब 8:30 से।